Hey, I have no idea. I think we legitimately run out of things to talk about.
Everyone, did you miss us? It's been 4 months, but here we are. Everyone, welcome to Inside the Brain podcast, the podcast that asks many questions such as, why are we doing our anniversary 2 days early? Well, it's because tomorrow's April Fool's Day, and yeah, I don't think I need to explain that, and then our anniversary is on technically Wednesday, but I'm working that day, so this is the best thing for us to do. I'm your host, Dom the Ocean, or Vampy, or whatever the hell I'm called by this point.
And you got Nostalgia, guy who relies on Nickelodeon to get him through his life.
Okay, so we have like a lot of backlog to check from Brainsurge. We're gonna do our usual thing, which is seeing what it's been uploaded for the month. Probably watch some things, and then we'll talk about our journey. Which this year should be easier. Well, this should be easier because we don't have to. Okay, for God's sake, stop freaking milking your content that nobody watches. Well, at least we can. Between here and the last anniversary, the stuff got announced, so we can actually start doing things. Jesus Christ, how many?
What were all those shorts?
Also, I love when people steal everyone else's content. Okay, we have 2 thieves here. Lanza's quiz.
Okay, we got the quiz.
Jesus Christ, dude. We're just freaking stealing everyone else's content.
This is just...
Dude, literally
there's nothing original.
Dude, literally just stole everyone else's content. Okay, this is a
good
thing that he did.
It got even more views than season 1, so this thing's working.
You and views, so frick you, Joseph. Girls, it's just freaking freeboarding BS. It's like you're saying the same 2 things. I don't even know why that was made, because there's 2 damn episodes.
You just answered your question.
Well, yeah. Well, this one... Well, I
still believe 129 was edited. I could hear a music jump, or distortion at least.
Yeah, there finally got some actual good things. There's a clout that
Full disclosure, that was 136, which is its anniversary today, but
yep.
Why did he choose that episode out of all of those?
I don't know. There's another 4K upload. Ooh, that was mine originally. I gave him permission, so... some actual good upgrades. For some of the stuff I did keep in the playlist for certain ones, but...
yeah, because it's easier to have one video rather than 3 segments.
Well, it depends. Well, some of the old stuff, because of comments, I rarely finish those, and... the entire past 2 months just bullshit, aside from my kids' work. Did we watch...
okay, that was a...
we did not watch this on a podcast.
We did not, and we also... and then Connor made his video the day after we finished ours.
Who here's good at math? Show of hands. Okay, good. We're gonna need that here in the first level.
That's right, we are.
What was the circumference of the Great Microwave Incident? Ah, never mind.
Hey, Bobby.
Hey, Bobby.
Stop it.
Stop it.
I'll tell Mom.
I'll tell Mom.
Possible night, there'd be a full moon there about night, and it should be bright out, and there could anyone go up in the mountains about night, sure?
Have no idea what you just said, but yeah, let's go with that.
It was number 3, and what do you know? No treasure.
What?
There's no treasure? Wait a minute. They used a C to mark the spot instead of an X. Duh.
C is for chest.
It's out.
This is great.
Tyler, you make a morphed fish face. Okay, that's very good. Throw in some gills, and we'd never know that you're human. Amber, you hate the ocean, but you boogie board.
Yeah.
Explain, why do you hate the ocean?
Because all the freaky animals or mammal things that around underneath the water.
Okay, well, you're going to want to avoid going down the brain drain then, because we put some of those freaky animals in there.
Tiger?
Oh, hang on, Amber. Now, keep in mind, there is a button there that'll accidentally purposely launch you into outer space, so be careful. Don't, I said, I was walking home one night from a tic-tac-toe tournament when I was bitten by a stray dog. I felt so weird, I went straight into my room and fell asleep.
Yeah.
I like that we have the HD feed of it.
This
It looks
mirror
really
thing
cool
here?
with that plug.
Yeah. So this is my arm. That's what it looks like now, huh? Uh-huh. And this thing here on my chest, I'm gonna guess that's my heart. Yeah. What the fuck did you do to me? Holy fucking shit! What the fuck is my family gonna think of me now?
However, there is an upside to being a werewolf. You can smell fresh teriyaki chicken a mile away. Isaac can't seem to find his chicken teriyaki. And where is it? There it is. You don't need a computer to join a dog chat room.
That was hilarious.
Very nice. And was that happy birthday? Very good. Here's the deal. You are about to play the final stage where you could win thousands of dollars in prizes, plus a slimy that might never stop. The clock will start when you make your first step. Good luck, buddy.
Go.
Here he goes.
Yep.
Boring. All right, let's do this whole thing upside down and change the music. What do you say?
Okay.
All right, let's do it. Stepping
That's how it is for the
Yep. Sadly, the same path as the Shawn.
Got out of there just in the nick of time.
Man, it doesn't show signs of stopping.
I don't think it's ever gonna.
This stream is gonna get copyrighted.
That it's no when we finally kiss, but if you are,
I'm gonna get this stream. It's gonna get this stream just got copyrighted now, probably. I guarantee it.
Oh, they just love using that. That's that nearly public domain music.
Folks, if you see a copyright claim on this video, you're gonna know why.
I have to say, the past few months, they did get a couple people react to a few episodes.
Yep. Yeah, Josh
We-
is on
even-
unfortunately, so.
He was earlier, but it was very brief.
Yeah, because I know. Because we're not doing this tomorrow, because he's not going to be online.
Should I message him?
I guess if you want, because the thing is, like, the chill streams we do are different, but the podcast we need, like, 3 people to actually do things.
I'm just really hoping. I'm just really hoping things turn out because, to be honest, I really. Oh hey, you got Jeopardy in there.
Well, that was the one they sent for me for free. So, and this is the one that I race. This was the FGN thing he sent me.
It looks so much better in 60 frames per second. That's without a doubt.
Well, I think the thing that Blink Fan or whatever stole was originally like the HD, but he said, because remember we said like I mentioned like Finders Keeper stuff, and he said if that does well, and then if Family Game it does well, we might do some more episodes.
I'm gonna be honest, Family Game Night's gonna do your channel a lot more justice than Finders Keepers.
I know. I mean, the Finders Keepers thing was mainly just because to replace Dave's videos, which again, it's not really his fault. It's just that he said he got it from Chris Bryant, and like those are like old tape quality. So.
But oh yeah, Family Game Night is almost at 600 views already.
Yeah, that Finders Keepers premiere thing I think has 700, so it's not bad. If you want to see the stuff for now, the little timeline of things.
And I have to say, I really. What's happened. We've done so darn much.
Yeah, nothing's really happened this year or the last bit, because we've just been working on other things.
Yeah, and I really liked it. I really liked that one time early on in our server where we just ranted about the best parts of our amusement parks when we were kids.
Yeah. Okay, I will say this at least. I guess so. What the hell? I'll look at the channel, my channel over the years, because why the hell not?
Well, yeah, and I'm sure, as I'm sure you're aware, you helped Nicktoons Globe Archives.
Oh, he says 4K copies aren't even 60 FPS or 30. That's great. Yes, if you want to see a little thing for stuff. The edit episode for Make the Grade were actually pretty fun to do, and they made the episodes actually more
Yeah.
watchable. More commercials. That broke 2K. That's nice. Almost broke 2K. That's nice. Oh, they said 500, but whatever. It's still fine.
I'm just really happy with how well people do with keeping their commercials because it's just a fun time capsule of what happens, not just then, but to us.
Yeah, the FGN stuff's doing okay. I had a couple people in my comments actually watch it, and they were giving me
Wow,
points for it.
it beat the it beat the Legends 2 prize compilation.
Well, that was Artifacts. Yep. Yeah, the Australian Double Dare thing also did decent.
Family Feud did your channel more justice.
Yeah, well, these are the stuff I got from Race from a bit. Well, the Scoundrel thing's not being great, that's just normal. The problem is frickin' Match Game Production just uploaded my exact copies of the damn episode, so he basically stole my videos, essentially. Pro Controller surprisingly did pretty well. Which is nice. Oh, I finished Finders Keepers at the end of last year. Okay, I was curious on that.
Yeah, it was good timing, and I think it's going to be even more. I think it's going to do even better when we finally clear all of season 2 of that show because we got a lot of good ground and to uncover.
Yeah, Knockout Round fails didn't do as good as it could have. Every single use puzzle did fine. I got almost 2K. That is 9,000. Oh my god, this is a lot. Yeah,
It's
I
because it's
unlisted.
one of the most coveted episodes.
Yeah, this one I unlisted, but it only got 800, so. The fails more of a filler thing. Mario Party did okay.
Actions didn't do quite as well.
Yeah, I mean, that's. The homemade thing also didn't do great because that was just a last minute freaking effort for a video. The reactions unfortunately do as well. The most expensive prize did well, even though I had to freaking edit a bunch out, even though I had to cut 2 of the segments. I'm surprised my 2 minute for gaming compilation actually did decent, considering the amount of work I had to do for that, and considering Luke and Trevor actually watched a bit of the video. That was nice.
And I'm still glad my Double Dare 2000 essay hit 1K because clearly nobody remembers that show. They actively buried it from.
I like how the 3 pairs did better than the frickin' fails video.
Yeah. Almost 15, just shy of 15K.
That one dislike was from frickin' Joseph. Obviously, let's see what else we got. This, I had to count on a second, but this did good as well.
Yeah, I'm.
Okay, 20K. Near Perfect's got 3,000, so that's good. This got 22K. That All-Star
3.5K.
Yeah, that was for the special ones. 25 or 24. For the All-Star things did decent, and then this was just when I was doing commercials because I was running low on content. Yeah, and this is when I was just doing heroics the entire time because I was running out of. I recorded a bunch of stuff in advance, and I'm like, yeah, sure. Also, frick you.
3K special did well. A partially blocked?
It's blocked in the US, but everywhere else it's fine. Yeah, this one I just randomly did because there was so much stuff was just split into parts. I'm like, why not just actually do it? It's like, why not just fix the video? Let's do this till like March, guys, and then we'll talk about other things.
So right when Quentin finished his big series. 3.7K. That's great.
Commercials. Yeah, the UFO thing, and then this was one 221 was being uploaded. 2,600, Jesus. Yeah, these commercials did a lot of views. Oh, this got 6K because this was before Dave, once some of the stuff got removed, so I just did all the early episodes and cut them together.
And I'm so glad my 10 episode batches of Brainsurge did so well in the last few weeks because my Double Dare thing got nuked, I needed to get those views back.
Oh, June was the last time I did my nostalgic reviews. You see, that got a bunch, get the picture, but then my Think Fast Marathon only got like 700.
But, that reminds me. Do you want to know how well our Nick Gas thing did?
What?
3.3K for part 1. Part 2 is 3.8K.
Nice.
That's pretty good, right?
Yep. Oh, some of these I unlisted the super sloppy stuff just so they wouldn't get blocked. The rap they did them fine, and then last year is when we did the season ranking. I'm just when the master tape only got so many views. That was actually good. It's interesting looking back to seeing the kind of I did. Jesus Christ, 50K.
52K, because Legends Season 3 might have been its best.
Yeah, okay, we're done looking at those things.
Legends did your channel so much good justice, as did Nick Arcade.
Yeah. I will say there is one thing I'm somewhat happy about. When we did the timeline video, I'm glad that video at least went well, but at least actually went pretty decently in terms of like the community.
Yeah.
Because the one thing I was afraid of was like we upload the video and then people are like, wait, you had this stuff for years and you didn't upload it, really? But the thing is, like, we handled
It was like the.
But the thing is, like, we
Yeah.
handled it. We handled the situation the best we could. We explained, because 221, like, I remember at the beginning, this was like March 2023. I mentioned a little bit of the stuff because I didn't expect the video to go out for like another year or two, and then the thing is, I think we handled the situation a lot more, really professional, and we're like, okay, the stuff got delayed. Here's what happened. You know, we explained. We're like, yeah, we basically did a decent job explaining. We're like, here's what the original plan we had, which was to get the stuff out, but that didn't really happen. So we started to release the stuff, and then, in case people were asking, like, in the reaction things, like, wait, why is this say 2021? What happened? We did a good job at actually explaining the situation, showing, like, the timeline stuff. And I'm glad everyone actually handled the situation properly. Considering how some people in the community are, people actually handle it good.
Yeah, because it still so saddens me how awful some of the people were when they didn't get the whole big show set 97 thing.
Yeah, people were still
Not,
fucking bitching about stuff not getting the lost content. They're like, oh, we should like email them or something. I'm like, you guys email them enough, and then they keep blocking their frickin' accounts because they're just tired of dealing with the community.
and I know Steve was far from happy when he found out his pilot leaked.
Well, speaking of like the Wiggles thing, I seen someone did a podcast. They had Greg on there, and he was talking about like the early days and stuff like that. And because you know how they had the fifth Wiggle Philip Wiltshire?
Yeah.
He actually commented on the podcast, and he tried to explain some of the situation, what happened, like the Dorothy the Dinosaur music video that was filmed when he was doing a concert tour thing in the U.S. and they recorded the second album when he wasn't there, and then stuff happened. And he said in the comments, he said, I'm happy that Greg's keeping contact with me, and Greg's the only one who's actually still praising me for my work. I hope one day Anthony can actually email me and message me and tell me I'm doing a good job, because he hasn't done that yet. Because Greg's the only one who's actually done that.
And I was also still really happy when we got the second interview with Jeff by the other guys.
Yeah, I think the other thing I really like is because I know Jeff mentioned that the thing with the knockout round is, because we found out what that was. He said what happened in the pilot is they would run up and press the buttons or something, and that took way too long. So then they end up just doing it manually.
Yeah, and I really like that he reunited with another contestant. It was just so cool to see a 14-year reunion.
Yep.
But yeah, Jorge's back.
Oh yeah, they have like the old stuff from like the other.
Ugh, not Jonathan.
Oh, I played.
Oh,
here's the original one. Okay.
The original one?
Well, no, here's the newer one. I don't know where like the stuff is, but what the hell?
Use the
The shit
use the
break?
transcript and then Control
The freaking
F.
thing broke.
Broke.
Never mind, it's working. The thing did not work for some reason.
Open the transcript and use Control F to find whatever.
Oh, let me see what he talked about the pilot.
Oh yeah, I still need to watch the Noel McNeil video. Isn't Noel cool?
I guess, yeah, where's the...
It's coming. There we go.
Oh, here we go.
But only just for the pilot. So, I'm kind of like, as a kind of like a host perspective, like, does he actually know like how different the pilot was from like how the actual show was like?
Not only
like when it came
does he
100%?
know, hold on 2 seconds. They showed me the pilot before, like when I got the job. Hold on, where is it? Oh, I'm wasting everybody's time here. Long story short, I work with Jay Boogie. I see him every day. So again, here was a person who I've worked with in the past, but like now, I work with on a daily basis. We went to lunch yesterday. So it's one of those things, like, it's always, every once in a while, he'll still be like, yeah, well, you stole Brainsurge from me. And he's obviously joking, but yeah, he did show me, I did get to see the pilot after I got the job. And I was aware that he was the host going into it because, again, we had been working together at Nickelodeon for a bunch of years. Jay Boogie is a phenomenal talent. He's an amazing host. His hosting style is 100% different from mine. I can't host how he hosts, just like he can't host how I host.
I mean, we don't have footage, so we can't really judge.
We're two very different styles. So in the years past, we used to host Kids Choice Awards, Orange Carpet pre-shows together, and that was it was a great pairing because like he could be more stand-up straight man, and I was more
so many years since I
silly
last
idiot.
saw that.
So, and just this past Thanksgiving a few weeks ago, we both live in Charlotte, North Carolina now, and we hosted the Charlotte Thanksgiving Eve parade.
Oh,
so
cool.
it's really cool. I mean, we still get to work together. We
Nice.
still host, and he's still rock solid, and he's still really great at what he does.
Real quick, if I
That's
might
great.
interject, since we're talking about hosting, Jeff, do you think that's like, it's gonna sound weird. Do you think that's like a Nickelodeon trait that they want realism from the host or the host of the show? Like I feel like the same with Steve from Blue's Clues.
Sure.
They wanted realism instead of
Yeah.
you talking down to the kid or down to the audience. Like you said, you treated it like it was a friend.
That's a great question, Justin, and very observant too, because like one of the things that they always kind of the general tone that they always would say if you weren't hitting what they wanted was they said, we want you to be the cooler older brother. That was their way of describing
his delivery was
it.
great.
It's like, yes.
Oh, let me find the other thing. Because the pilot's brought up later. Hold on.
And I'm really happy with how willing Jeff was to do it again.
Where's the... Hold on. Oh, here we go.
There.
Oh,
It says the button.
Oh, it's up ahead, hold on. It's where we were, okay.
It was a great pairing because like
since we're talking about hosting,
it's like onto it you can go, no, hold up, here's how we're going to do this. So that was always kind of the tonality that they would say, bring this approach to. And what's really interesting, how you said you don't talk down to them, you talk to them. That was something that just came natural to me. Like I always looked at kids, and even on You Pick Live, I never looked at them. I was like, I don't think at times adults give kids enough credit for what they get and what they don't get. And I think if you talk to them normal, you get normal responses. If you're like, oh, hey, aren't you cute? like they're going to respond to the way you talk to them. So if you're like, hey buddy, what's up? Like one of the things I used to is like, hey, what's up? You drink coffee? They're like, no. Like that's the response you want from a 7-year-old. Like, I don't drink coffee. That's my dad drinks coffee. And now we're in a conversation that your guard is down and we're just being goofy.
Right.
And
exactly.
now, like I've broken that down. We can talk here. And again, I'm not talking down. Like I'm legitimately curious. Like, hey, what's the last movie you saw in the movie theater? And they're like, oh, I went and saw it. Was it good? Who is, and now like we can have these conversations. When I got 101 Ways to Leave a Game Show, I asked the people who hired me. I said, hey, why did you pick me out of it? You could have had anybody for this show. Why me? And they said, at that point, all the ABC execs and the production company executives had kids who were watching Brainsurge. So they sat in the room and watched me as their kids watched. And they said, we like the way, to your exact words, we like the way you talk to people and not down to people.
Yeah,
and that was what got me the job.
Oh, wow. That's wonderful.
Yeah. And that's again, that was something that for me, that was just that was a principle of my own that I felt I didn't need to be taught. That was just something that was very natural to me. So
here's where he talks
gotcha. Cool.
Great question.
That's awesome. So now with the pilot, I guess this isn't something a lot of people know about. But I read that the pilot was remade to an episode of the show with the same kids from the pilot. Do you know about that at all, or what happened with that?
I don't know if they used the same kids. My guess is maybe they brought those kids back, and I don't know for sure. I've never heard that. But what we did do is there is an episode that was never seen.
Yeah,
because when we shot the very first episode of Brainsurge, what Justin was eliminated in the knockout round, not to rub it in, before it was just the knockout round like that, it was we had built this huge console with all these buttons on it, and the two kids would go in the main the huge big brain screen that I used to be in, the brain center screen.
Yeah,
had all of the images up there, and the kids would walk up and press buttons that would flip the numbers they wanted.
Wow.
And so we shot an episode like that, and we had this huge big. It looked like a console and like a spaceship.
That get the picture. Never change the pairs.
Yeah, again, for context, I'll show real quick that an example.
It really was smart of them to combine the two games because it was so viable.
Choose I guess. Let's see here. Yeah, we'll use this one, I guess, because I like the category on it.
Prize package
Hey,
with the
are you switching over now?
FM dual cassette recorder. It's smart, very smart. Its turbo-based generator gives it great sound performance with remote control and distinctive Eurosys and Lippy.
Okay, so here's what the thing looks like for those wondering.
And home of kid stuff. Vista Palace. Good luck, Yellow Team. And now, here's Mike.
Thank you, Henry J. Yes, a thumbs up for the Yellow Team. Yellow Team. This is the theme today, desserts. Desserts. So take a look at these and don't get hungry. Let's see them.
Tasty chocolate.
Alrighty, guys, get up there on that pad. I need you to yell out the answers loud and clear, and please remember to take turns. Who's going first? Ryan is going first. We will put 35 seconds on the clock. The clock will not start till I have read off the first clue. And here it is. Long pastry with the chocolate top. Go. 6 is right. This hardens in a mold in the fridge. 3 is right. Grab a cool slice, spit out the seeds. Grab 2's right. Frozen treat can be 1 or 2 dips. 8 is right. Ice cream, bananas, and syrup. Ice cream, bananas, and 5 is right. These are baked on a flat metal sheet. 1 is right. Nuts and sugar baked in a round crust. 7's right. Also known as devil's food. Also known. 9 is right. Get the last one. You guys got it. That is right. They got all.
With a 35-second timer, you can afford only 2 mistakes.
Jennifer and Brian get everything. You'll split $600 in cash, plus you'll each receive the Magnavox stereo cassette, the Zenith Color TV, and the trip to Universal Studios in Buena Vista vacation package, a prize package worth $4,158.
Well, the thing is, they also doubled the amount of the prize, because you can tell, because the best example is Season 1, they have a team win the NES thing, and it's $850, because 600 plus 250, and then Season 2, it's the same thing. But they say 1100 because they double the value of the NES because the team split $600, they double the amount.
Big huge thing, so they had to like go up and press, and you shot from behind. And when we shot it, we realized we never see the kids' faces because their backs are. We always saw the screen and the kids' back as they went up and pressed whatever buttons they want, and they realized it took too long. Versus if we just sit them in chairs and go, what number, Justin, what number do you want? I'll take 3 and 4. You know, it's like click, click, it's a match. Versus this long drawn out, he walks up, taps that button, stands back, goes over and taps another one. So we actually shot an entire episode like that never aired. Did they bring those kids back for another episode? Possibly, I'm not sure.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's like a while ago, so.
Yeah, 15 years to be precise, as you've reminded me.
Yeah, because it's like because like if that would have happened, because he's done so many episodes, it was like, did they all of them return or something? Because he's done so much, it was like you kind of just forgot. So
that's the only time it's happened.
120 episodes, but who's counting?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So this could be a fun one to ask, because there are episodes of Brainsurge where there's so many like episodes where the celebrities got to be in, like for example like Nick stars from different shows of Nickelodeon and WWE wrestlers, and like doing those type of episodes where those Nickelodeon stars got to do an episode of Brainsurge.
The Nick Stars was always fun because, again, having worked at Nickelodeon for so many years, I was around them, like whether it was Kids' Choice Awards or as a producer of content, like I would usually be at their sets shooting like behind the scenes stuff. So they knew who I was and I knew who they were. So that was always, again, there was an instant friendly connection, which...
Wait, let me see, because he mentions like them clearing the board too. Give me a second. Let me find that.
I'm so glad Jeff took his role as producer seriously and properly. He knew how to create an appropriate environment in the industry, but other people didn't listen. That's all that I'm going to say, because it's much bigger than Nickelodeon, of course.
Let me fix this. Let me default view. There we go.
I remember that was the first time I met Matt Bennett, who's on Victorious.
Yeah.
And it was funny because like he had made it to the knockout round, and so while they were changing the set over, he was sitting in one of the hand seats, and I was just
Okay, here we go.
Something I've always thought about, and I don't think we got to talk about this last time we spoke with you, and I don't think it ever ended up being done, but what was there like a scenario, like an idea of like what would happen if, say, it's the second level and you ask the questions and then they answer all the questions? Was there like
the knockout round?
Well, yes, technically the first one, yes, because 328 and 337 this happened. They would ask tiebreaker questions. That was the thing if they answered all the items, though. So that's the answer to that one. Just real quick. I'll just show a quick example of that real quick. It's nice to just be able to look up stuff on YouTube instead of having to go to Internet Archive for everything.
Yeah.
Brainsurge is not copyrighted. Thankfully.
Yeah, here's something that I want to make clear to my audience. I do not want Nickelodeon to disown Brainsurge because then we won't get a fourth and fifth season.
Again, I'll show real quick on this.
No other network would pick this show up, would they?
World's lamest excuse for not going on a date.
Let's find out. Sit and hold. You got it. All right, Jocelyn, every single world record has been named from my story. We are now going to tiebreaker questions, and you guys cannot use your brain farts. Good luck. Jocelyn.
Yeah. There was technically an episode, it was 304, where the three remaining teams used all their brain farts. And then Jeff said, you guys have all used your brain farts. Your brain trusts have served you well. Now you're on your own or something. Because that was the only time that technically happened. Where every, thing was used. Well, the right team got knocked out, but you get my point. Also feels weird just casually being able to show 328 footage.
Yeah, but I'm proud of Jeff and all these people for being part of this community of making a nuanced game show for the rebrand.
Cleared the board. Yeah, that happened quite a bit. So what we would do is, I don't know, did it happen on your episode, Justin?
Not that I remember. No,
because you messed up the pattern, and then the other Brainiac won and went to the last.
No, because all we would do is if they cleared the knockout round, we would just, and it was down usually at that point it's two people. So what we would do is if they cleared it, we would just kill that whole thing, never show it, and just do it a whole nother one.
Oh, okay.
Until we got one, and no one is the wiser. And it's 100% fair because they went head to head, and no one lost, no one won. So we would say, hey, nice job, congratulations. We're going to reset the board. You're never going to see that on air because we didn't have time to show 2 knockout rounds.
I wish they showed that.
So
That
you
could've
just
been interesting.
play it again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the only 2 cases where this happened were the Burrows, David confirmed this on his TikTok that happening, and then I think Emily from 230 said that happened with her.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there might be even some insane moments even from that show, of course, where there's one Brainiac who went to kind of in the way we already talked about already earlier with there are times where it gets so it's oh my gosh, it's happening where one Brainiac I forgot. But I mean, either way, anyway, I think it only happened only one time, so I think you probably guys might know which one I'm talking about anyway. But there's a one episode where one Brainiac went to the usual final round, and I remember when the person Brainiac did complete the 6x6 in less than a second.
Yeah, there was less than a second left.
Yeah, twice. James Taylor and then Emma.
Yeah.
There was a few of those, and those ones were the best. Man, when hey,
you're 5.
How the shit's lagging great.
4, 3, 2, and then at that last one, they finish it.
Yeah, the best ones were, besides it being a buzzer beater, was they'd hit the 5x5, get it, come back, go, congratulations, you now have the keyboard, the bike, you're playing now for the trip to whatever. But here's the thing, you gotta hit the 6x6, but you only have, and you could point up and be like, you only got 6 seconds.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have one shot at this. So look at it. You got one go at this, and we'd always show the pattern twice. And those ones where they get the buzzer beater on one shot.
Well, the only time that technically happened was 306, because they had 20 seconds left and they freaking got it. That is probably one of the closest calls I've had, where someone's like, "Yeah,
The
have like
the
no
fastest someone
fun."
ever fastest that someone ever did the 5x5 in like one attempt, even if it was multiple, it was Darby, and she did it in barely 5 seconds.
Yeah. Well, the other thing is, yeah. Well, what he mentioned, the only time it happened, only 2 confirmed cases. Okay. Yeah, because technically, because the only time someone technically had like little time and cleared it was. Wait, I have my doc actually. Let me just pull this up. Was the 306, which had 20, and where the hell was it? Give me a second. Level 3. There we go. Yeah, because I had that, and then technically the closest after that was the gens with frickin' 37 left. So yeah. And then you had 333 or 39, yeah, so you didn't have any people there that close.
Knowing like that pressure was like insane. And that's the other thing too, is like when you would watch on TV, you're looking at it from a completely different angle. When you're on the floor, it's going out from you. It's going boop, 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 and it's going out. You don't have the luxury of that high and wide where you could go, oh yeah, no, it's because that's one of the things I'd always hear all the time. How come it's so hard? These kids, like, it's so easy when I'm at home. Every kid says, oh, it's so easy. I could see it just go. No, you go to your left. But when you are standing on the floor and it goes out away from you,
it's a whole
it's
another.
it's a different ball game, man.
Yep.
It is a different ball game.
It's from
Can imagine,
comparing
yeah.
to like actually like looking like just watching an episode, and then you actually doing it like yourself and trying to memorize. It's a whole another experience itself.
You know what?
Okay.
Really fun.
Yeah, Dennis was here when he frickin' left, so. Anything else you
Oh
want to
wow,
talk about?
I'm
Folks, this is
back.
why we can't do. Folks, this is why we need Josh for a podcast, because we can't do a podcast with us two.
Yeah,
We can do chill.
I understand he's got a lot of. I understand he's got a lot of schoolwork, but sometimes I really wish he did make time for fun.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, folks, we were gonna do this I want to do this tomorrow, but it's like Josh isn't gonna be online regardless anyway, because it's April Fool's Day. I have a little bit of an idea what I'll do for April Fool's Day tomorrow, but it's like not gonna be too crazy. You know, like nobody's
Well, you're
really
gonna see.
Nobody's really watching this, so I'll just tell
Well, here's
you
the thing. You're gonna see.
what I'm probably gonna do is I'll just put pilot episode review, and then I'll put like a Brainsurge intro, and I'll just have a cut to get the picture. Because technically, the next get the picture review is the pilot. So then I'm like, we're technically not wrong. It said it's the pilot episode. I didn't say what show it was. Like, because remember, like last year, I did that joke stream where I said, we're going to watch like 337 of Brainsurge, and it was really 337 of Legends. Because I said,
yeah, and then I did 237.
Yeah, I said it's 337. I didn't say it was Brainsurge. I just said it was this. So technically, I wasn't lying. Well, you have the figure it out thing, and you showed the Beamers and Navigators, which, I mean, it worked out anyway because that episode wasn't on YouTube.
Glad that we were able to suffice some people, because sometimes enough is never enough. 2007, September 24th. I added those 2 episodes to Nick's story, and they look pretty good.
Wait, for what?
Oh, by the way, I added the 2 Double Dare episodes to Nick's story, and the images look okay.
Okay, I was saying, if you need the mega file, I have, so if you want to be able to log things, go ahead.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind. Oh,
Actually,
for the love of God,
Actually, go on, give me a second. Let me... I'll paste it here right now if you want to... There you go.
Someone keep...
There you go, there's the file. I'm not sure which
Okay.
ones are, like, officially uploaded ones, but...
And another thing, I understand you're not quite interested in all that anymore, but I really hope you get into the other sitcoms to binge because you might have a pretty good time.
It wasn't that I wasn't interested, I was just watching and doing other things. I already got... Well, the good news is for 2018, a core of the episodes are already done. For the first season. I think the next episode I have is the returning teams from Perpendicular Partners. I might watch the original episode, though, beforehand, just because. Because I have
A similar situation, you watched the Goldbergs episode of that one team before watching the actual episode.
Yeah, I wanted to show my parents the episode, so yeah, we watched that. Because I believe... Well, I think the next few episodes I have are good. We have that. We have, like, 2 episodes that have teams who have 1350, like... So for, like, the high scoring and, like, somewhat one-side docs, I can fill those in more with some of the episodes, which is good. And for fun, I also put the Australian stuff on there.
The Australian one was really good, but the one thing I still hate about it are those prizes. No Great Barrier Reef, just Five Below stuff.
Probably because like they didn't have like a lot of money or something to do stuff on the show.
I know where most of the money went. I mean, look at how detailed that their version of the Big Gulp was.
Yeah, I mean they couldn't give away money because the kids because of like the law or something. Because I know the UK version also had a similar thing. They couldn't give away money.
Then there was also what was the other thing? Oh yeah. All the Nick Arcade papers that we found. I was so glad we finally got that season 2 air date.
Yeah, that's the only season 2 air date we have.
But we're able to kind of recreate some of the plugs because of other episodes.
Yeah, I still find it interesting how, like, for Finders Keepers, a lot of the air dates we have for season 1 are all the episodes that are missing. Because I'm still trying to figure out what the regular airings are. Because the newspaper didn't mention, like, every team. It only mentions, like, specific teams.
And I know that there was also what was the other weird thing that we found? I think it was... I'm still pretty happy that we got those figured out ratings, like, right when the decline of cable really started to be at its worst.
Yeah. Okay, this is almost like an hour or something, so I'd say we're gonna call it. This was fine. Again, folks, this is why me and Nick will just do chill streams on Twitch watching game shows, because if we're just talking about regular things, we can't really do that without Josh or Dex or someone.
Do you want to check out Connor the Waffles Brainsurge video?
He didn't do a good job at explaining it all. He didn't do that great though.
Oh yeah, he thought it was only one season. Yeah,
see him freaking talk shit on freaking Brainsurge for no reason.
it was a weird
Nickelodeon was
thing
launched
that
on
he
April
did.
1st, 1979. It was branded as the first ever children's network. And hey, they lived up to that, creating some of the most
Let me pause, damn it. Okay. Yeah, here we go. Here's where. Can you use my copy at least?
Yeah.
These Nickelodeon had some pretty awesome game shows like Legends of the Hidden Temple, Double Dare, and Guts, just to name a few. They're all looked back upon fondly with their creative sets and general silliness. So, in 2011, Nickelodeon would continue that tradition and create Family Brainsurge. It's a game show where a team of a parent and child go up against other parents and their children in a battle of memorization and quizzes, where the losing families are then executed. Okay, maybe not that part. The show was hosted by Jeff Sutphin. However, some of you 2000s kids may know him better as Pig Boy.
Okay, I'm glad
Actual
you picked
legend.
up on that one.
5 teams would compete in 3 rounds that were fairly consistent with every episode. Round 1 is Brain Tease. These are always just visual puzzles the contestants need to remember. There's a silly cartoon that plays out these hilarious scenarios, and the kids and parents need to pay attention to detail.
Nobody wanted to unclog the kitchen sink. Mom's keys. Grandpa's dentures. Oh, there's Bessie.
It feels a lot like Jackbox if you ever played that. There's a lot of silly dialogue,
Came out before Jackbox.
jokes, puns, side tangents, and fun animations to distract you from the details.
A racket and a dirty diaper is all you need for Smells Badminton.
As you can see, it's pretty basic stuff. What order do these items appear? What color was the character's shoe? Details that, I'll be honest, I was playing from home while working on this video, and I pretty much could never get one answer right.
Because you're dumb.
For example, this quiz was about a forecast. Jeff is rambling and making some jokes, but the question ends up being, what was the lowest temperature that was shown?
I don't know, maybe pay attention to the damn numbers?
Making some jokes, but the question ends up being, what was the
Said
lowest
55
temperature
over
that was
here.
shown? And honestly, I don't know. My attention is very deficit and hyperactive. Answering a certain amount of questions right will give you points. The family with the lowest points gets eliminated. However, you're simply not just going to be walking off set. Every elimination has the family going down the brain drain, which is a slide shooting out some kind of mysterious matter. It's probably slime, but it's not green. All slime is green. That's what Nickelodeon taught me. The families then move on to round 2, Brain Fart, where they're now all sitting on toilets. Obviously very highbrow humor. Here, Jeff reads from the
Jeff's big book of super fantastic true chronicles of truth. They're absolutely true.
This is 2010's humor in a nutshell. The concept, however, is still much of the same as the last round. Jeff reads a story with a lot of details, accompanied with an animation. Afterwards, Jeff then asks details from the story again. Very similar to the last game. It's just a matter of paying attention, which I'm not good at. The only real variety we get is in the final round, Brain Trip. These panels on the floor light up in a certain pattern, and the kids and parent need to jump on them in the correct order. I'm so awful at this stuff, my brain just shuts down immediately. Do not play Brainsurge with me. We will always lose and not win the grand prize of winning a 4-day trip to Nickelodeon resorts in Florida. I've always wanted to go there. Again, I do enjoy the Jackbox-esque
so cool,
presentation
but I
of the
see why
games,
it got
but it's a
dated.
little too repetitive for my liking. 2/3 of every episode is just watching a cartoon and memorizing the details. Heck, the final round is also memorization,
Oh wow, it's almost like it's a freaking memory game show.
but at least it's a bit more physically interesting. Every episode follows this format, which honestly, I could see getting old really quick.
That's called every game show.
Heck, again, this is Nick at Night. Adults don't want to watch this, they want to watch Jeopardy!
Huh? Football? Ice cream sundae? Is that Justin Bieber's hair?
And as for kids, they especially don't want to watch this because it's like doing homework. Paying attention to things and being quizzed. Yeah, this is schoolwork. At the time, I thought this was gonna flop hard, which it apparently did. Brainsurge made its debut in 2011.
2009, dude. My
I
comment's
can't
not
believe
working,
like
Folks,
he
this is
removed
what
your
happens-
comment.
Yeah, probably.
And concluded in 2011. There's definitely something here, but as for being Nickelodeon's next big game show, I guess we'll have to wait.
Oh, no, it was a freaking game show in 2009. Folks, this is what happens when you do a video and you don't research anything?
Winton touched on it so much better, didn't he?
Yeah.
Like when he was making weird jokes, they
Concentration
actually
skills.
fit in well.
I'm as excited as a sleeping bag full of cats.
Yeah, the guy, like, he literally could not. This is what happens, like, oh, this thing wasn't when I was a kid or something, let me discuss this. Oh, I don't know anything or something, this show sucks. That's like 90% of the frickin' people who review things.
Seriously, I was really amazed when Quentin picked those specific episodes because those were the ones that hit hard for us.
But the other thing is Quentin at least researched the damn show.
Turns out in his script he had initially written 8 players, but thankfully he quickly fixed it to 6.
Okay, but at least, yeah, like, again, I love how Connor's like, oh, the show gets repetitive or something. It's like, that's every Nick game show. You see the same crap on Legends every time. And it's like, oh, I can't believe it's a memory game show. That's like watching Guts and complaining, I can't believe the show has athletics in it.
Yeah. And I was also pretty astounded when we saw that other channel reacted to your copy of 106 and actually commented on how good the commercials were.
Yeah, that's like one of the reasons I'm keeping those up or something. Even though the quality isn't the best, I'm like, it's the original commercial, so I'll keep them.
They were just a great time.
I also look at the archive. Yeah. We now have like 80-something copies of Brainsurge episodes for season 1 alone. Because all the different like copies. Okay, anything you want to promote?
Just sub to my channel because 2200 subs is gonna give you a video that's barely safe for YouTube. Like they'll remove it, but they won't strike me for it.
Yep, tomorrow's an April Fool's Day thing. It'll be my usual stuff. There might be like a joke intro, but again, like it's just gonna be standard stuff. So the Get the Picture pilot will be tomorrow, which should be interesting.
Yay! So hopefully things will turn up. I'm really hoping we're gonna get lucky on the other game shows because Race has introduced us to so many good ones. I love his streams.
He's working on the upgrades for stuff, so.
One of my favorite moments is when we were watching, I think it was Tic-Tac-Toe or something, and we found that Circuit City commercial.
No, the funniest thing is, I forget what we were watching. We were watching something, and it had audio from Wheel of Fortune.
Oh, I almost know which one it was. I think it was something in 80s rerun of something.
We'll have to ask him, but I remember, we watched something, and then it was playing Wheel of Fortune, and we're like, is this the right show? Because we couldn't understand what the hell was going on. And then it happened twice. So I don't know how the heck that happened.
Get it either. So I don't have too much else left to say except I really hope you get more content because I'm happy to help you. I'm happy to also make those compilations of Nick Arcade coming up.
See you guys for next stream. Larry,